Thank you very much. Thank you, Austin. How are you? Thank you very much. Very good. Thank you very much. And thank you for having us.
Of course.
Yes, but thank you very much for raising me.
President is excited to have you at the state dinner and
yes.
That's a huge delegation of business leaders there about a month ago. Your Excellency.
Of course, the chair of the Congressional Black Caucus. To His Excellency, President Ruto, and members of the Kenyan delegation.
Vice President Harris, look at President Ruto as well.
Africa, Kenya, and the USA share common values of freedom, democracy, believe in the rule of law, and we all believe in equality and inclusivity. And I am very proud as I speak as though I was a member of the Congressional Black Caucus. Let me also thank President Joe Biden for inviting me for this visit so that we can build on the already solid relationship between Kenya and the United States. Today we celebrate 60 years of solid relationship between the US and Kenya. And on that solid foundation, we're called upon to build on it and to see what we can do in the face of the challenges that face us. Challenges of the pandemic, challenges of the war, challenges around insecurity, peace and stability, both in Europe, in Middle East, and of course, in our continent. As you all know, that is a continent that we call home, and I am very proud to listen to you and what you have said about your thoughts and your plans about those of us who live in the African continent. Let me assure you that as you work hard here to make sure that we bring about equality, we are also doing the same to make sure that none of us is left behind. Today, countries like Kenya borrow in the financial markets 8 times more in interest than other countries. And that is the case for most African countries. We are saying the Congressional Black Caucus, this great institution, the American Congress, should lead the way in making sure that the international financial architecture, the World Bank, the IMF, multilateral development banks, are fashioned in a manner that gives every country a chance to borrow concessional resources so that we can develop our countries and we can deal with the effects of climate change, of floods, of droughts. And that no country spends more money servicing debt than paying for healthcare or education or social services for their citizens. The World Bank and IMF are doing what they can. I have tremendous respect for Ajay Banga, and I have tremendous respect for Kristalina. But this Congress, ladies and gentlemen, we request you, and I was asked specifically to ask the American Congress to double its contribution to IDA, the concessional window of the World Bank that makes sure that countries like Kenya can have resources not 8 times more expensively, but as the same as other countries.
Yes, sir. We are already working on it.
I am happy you're already
Working on it.
We want to work with you on 3 major items. Number 1, We want to work with you on trade and investment. Yes. And I am very happy that I have heard you with clarity saying that you want to reprioritize the Africa Growth and Opportunities Act, AGOA. Yes. My request to you from your friends, brothers, and sisters in the African continent is that that be done in a timely fashion so that we can see how we can expand investment. People are planning when they are going to invest, and we want you to assist us to renew AGOA for 10 years. That is the message from your brothers and sisters from the African continent, number one. Number two, when we met 3 weeks ago, I was asked by the World Bank to convene the International Development Association's 21st Replenishment Summit, where we are having a conversation on how we can assist African nations, 26 of them that are on the brink of debt distress. How do we fashion a better, a fairer international financial architecture that doesn't unnecessarily and doesn't unfairly treat Africa differently from other markets? Yes. When we had the Africa Climate Summit last year, and I was asked by the Africa Union to put together the Africa Climate Summit, the first ever, to discuss the challenges that we're going through because of climate change. Swinging from floods, like is happening in Kenya the last few days, to drought in Malawi, Zimbabwe, and other parts of the southern part of our continent. And we came up with a roadmap that Africa is no longer going to play victim again. We are going to be part of the solution. And because Africa is a rich continent, we have assets. We have the most renewable energy resources anywhere in the world. We have the largest uncultivated arable land anywhere for food security. We have the youngest young people. Our median age is 19. In fact, 40% of the world's workforce by 2050 will live in the African continent. And let me also tell you, a quarter of the world's population by 2050 will be living in Africa. So with these assets, we have made a determined push that we want to work with America